has been helping, not only Trace Esports get some wins, but also coming from Dakun Gaming, Team 4 champion. He has been getting a lot of first place, helping the team whichever team he is to get those wins and have that big impact in their game. So now as he finally joins in, Trace Esports is in their full form once more. Being on the blue side, we saw his 1v1 performance against Irma a while ago, really dominating 2-0 kill. Now being on blue side, they are not banning the Zoe just yet, but maybe that's something to consider here.
Yeah, this is going to be an Akali ban though, as well as an Aatrox. Those champions aren't going to be coming out. Zoe has been kind of a terror in this league so far, so definitely respecting that that potential with that ban. The Senna as well. You do not want the Senna to come out with just all the utility that she brings to the table, and we did see like an incredible Senna in the hands of Golden Feet earlier in the first match, where they were able to secure an early lead and then transition that into a pretty decent win. J-Span as well, very respectable, because you can flex that champion in many roles. It's hard to kind of counterpick against him. And Camille, a lot more focus on the Baron later here for Rare Atom than Trace Esports. So much respect on the name of Li Xiao.
Wonder what's going to be the first pick here. But Fiora is available, Ziggs as well. Trace Esports gonna be going on what's a standard, I believe. Having a Ziggs. We'll let Rare Atom decide which support champion they actually want to prioritize first. Though the Galio can be eminent here, on the side of Trace Esports, or maybe even the Gragas. Really good synergy with this Ziggs picks for sure.
Yeah, and now Nautilus and Jax gonna get picked up here for Rare Atom. Nautilus, such a good champion to have on the support role. An insane engager. Could also be flexed into the jungle if 40 wants to have a little bit more of a tanky presence in team fights, as well as absolutely insane ganks. I used to play Nautilus jungle a lot in LoL PC, and let me tell you, those ganks are just so good. No matter who your laner is, if you can land that dredge line and then you go for the death charge and then you stun them up with the auto attack afterwards, nobody is getting away from you. It's just so good. Now Fiora though, for Li Xiao, going to be going up against that Jax most probably for Rocky. Now this is really a great early game pick against Jax, because especially with the Wukong, if Weibo does get this, you can apply a lot of pressure onto Rare Atom's top lane. And looks like Irma's gonna be picking up the Yone as well. We've seen a really good Yone. I don't quite remember who it was on, but a very decent champion to be picking up in the mid lane, although it can be counterpicked into the second phase.
Really good pickings actually so far here on both sides. Really good side lane control, scaling as well, team fighting potential. I just want to say a little trivia for you, G10. Just a little insight on Weibo and his performance, because he is actually one of the key factors that allowed Dakun Gaming way back on the Horizon Cup 2021 to win the tournament in first place. And he actually used Jax 3 times in the grand finals against Thunder Talk. And all those 3 games that he used Jax, it was a win. So, I mean, that's just something to add into the information pool here on the Trace Esports versus Rare Atom side. But so far here, in our second banning phase, we are starting to see some assassins being removed on both sides. Kha'Zix's gonna be respected here on the side of Rare Atom in case that, Rare Atom is gonna invest an assassin on their jungler and not have this Nautilus as their jungler once more.
Yeah, as I think Rare Atom definitely is not going to field the Nautilus in the jungle. There are much more decent options, like Lee Sin is still up, while Kha'Zix is not there. You can still pick up a high impact jungler in Vi, who is left up. And Zeri here, very interesting. Okay, no, that's not gonna be Zeri. Just joking. It's gonna be a Corki.
Though it has been picked up a little bit in the Cyan Conference side. Some actually picks up. Actually, some people build AP on the Zeri, and I mean, it doesn't have a really high win rate compared to the other mages like Ziggs, Lux, or maybe even the Morgana has a better standing than Zeri. But it's still an interesting pick if ever Rare Atom does go with that route, but a Corki is much more stable. And it does make a lot of sense. You would want to have some magic damage, and a Corki deals quite a lot, and it has more mobility than many more of those AP damage dealing champions. And you have that immense scaling on the side of Rare Atom. That can be troubling though, as early game is going to be much more prominent on the side of Trace Esports. They are going to be picking up an ADC as well to send out in the mid lane. So let's see how Rose is going to be going against, possibly the Corki, or let's see who's going to be going alongside with him. Possibly the Yone here.
The Olaf, though, I think is a really, really good pick for the jungle here. His Ragnarok being unstoppable means that Rare Atom has a really easy way to initiate these team fights, or Mori also has a really good way to get out of catches if he does get caught without having to use stasis. So we'll see if the Viking Berserker can stand up to, well, the monkey here on the side of Weibo, because Weibo, we have mentioned, is incredibly talented and juggler, has great game sense, and is really, really good at high impact plays early on in the game. But that Olaf does need a little bit of time to kind of scale up and be able to be able to actually be relevant in the game.
I mean, if a player comes from Dapon Gaming or Team 4 Champions, they are not just good, they are massively good. And Weibo is one of them, alongside with KG, with you, with Wind as well. And it's going to be an interesting battle here, nonetheless, by both of these teams. Rare Atom still has some fight in them. Definitely both of these teams want to have finally their first win in this game. And let's see who's going to be getting that first win in this series. Trace Esports versus Rare Atom. And Rose with Illusion going to be having a bit of a range advantage here onto Irma, though has to be very careful. Of course, it is still a Yone. When he has that Soul and Bound, when he has that Fate Sealed, you definitely have to keep your eyes open at all times.
Yeah, but in the early phases of the game, Irma is going to be kind of gapped here, and you see Rose is actually forcing him to stay out of range of minions, stay out of golden experience range right now. He is kind of hugging the tower because he does not want to get hit by that Lucian, for any damage in the early phases. And yeah, see, there's one auto attack, two auto attacks. Irma is kind of hurting right now. Rose maybe setting up, and he's even 1v2, and he's like, all right, you guys can both be here. I don't care. Toxic to be coming in, and yeah, just look at that zoning. Just the threat of Lucian's damage. He doesn't even need the piercing light. He just needs to auto attack them, and the intimidation factor is right there.
Rocky has to respect him at all times. I mean, when you have a Fiora in the laning phase, you should have an edge against a Jax at all times. You can just repose the counter strike. We just spoke many times, especially when the Vitals are facing you or in a very good position as well. Though we have seen some instances where the Jax can win against a Fiora, but it's mostly just because of some good outplays that can be done. Here we do see Rocky going back, and that's some of the small trades that the Jax can actually do. And with Lisa going in, doesn't have the repose, it does have a long cooldown, and Rocky will just time it as much as possible.
Yeah, and that is actually really good timing there for Rocky's Counter-Strike. This could be a little bit of a fight here. They are very low now. 3 people here in the mid lane for Rare Atom.
They are posing. Tak just trying to get some vision across the map. They might meet with Lisa, which has just established vision alongside with the top side river. But it's not that much being bothered here by Rare Atom. As much as possible, just want to get some information across the map and try to set up tempo with the composition of Rare Atom. It's actually looking really good that they are the ones looking for opportunities in this early game, because that can actually help them much better. Have a little bit of a buffer if they do secure a couple of kills. Those against Trace Esports, the composition they have is really stable. Eyes on Weiba though, because I think the Wukong's problem primarily is the fact that he needs to reach level 5. That's why we have seen Trace Esports play it out really passively in this early game, just waiting for Weiba. They're going to be waiting for him as much as possible to set the tempo, to be the one initiating for team fights. Top side though, they are grouping up.
Oh, this
Grand Challenge has been used already. Depth Charge is going to be used as well, as Attack just looking for an opportunity, basically posing at Rare Atom, drawing them in, forcing them to disengage, and basically just saying, if you go in, I'm going to commit as well. I'm going to use my cast, I'm going to be body slamming you, you're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, and that Gragas, just keeping Lee Sao safe is a really good boon for him, because he's a half health. Now, Weiba is also there for the safety, but that does mean that Rare Atom has a little bit of free time here. Morty may be going for a gank here in the mid lane.
Uh-oh!
Fate Sealed
Fate Sealed? Now let's connect here at the Enchanted Q as Rose is trying to back away. The flash is met with another flash, and that's first blood here, but Irma might be in trouble. The Cask does secure the trade, and Morty has to just fall back. A 1-for-1 trade here by Trace Esports and Rare Atom, but another flash, this time by Weiba, denies that blast cone as well. Dredgeline gonna be connecting, but it's a little bit too late. But here comes Yuri joining up the fight. That triple knockup is just so amazing, and this time it's Trace Esports chasing them down. Rose just fell down. Jax trying to survive. The counter strike is just genius, and Rare Atom got the better hand in that fight.
Yeah, 4 for 2, all said and done, and that called down all of the members of both teams. A Wind a little bit late to the party, did not get to a Mega Inferno Bomb. I think that would have really helped the fight if he was able to, make his presence known. But let's take a look at that again, because yeah, you can see right there the Olaf comes in, and Irma just gets sniped out by the castle. Attack getting that kill. The kill distribution not the best, but then they go in for such an aggressive fight here. They know that they can go in on him, but they did count on Rocky and Max being there really quickly, and then Yuri comes through as well. And that triple knockup, what a god. You were right, Max is just absolutely insane, and then the big one securing that
Round 2 though.
Now they're fighting over the Herald.
Yeah, they are pincered in this situation here. Trace Esports will still secure this Rift Herald for themselves. Rare Atom says, okay, we'll just back up. Okay, you get it. Well, we took the dragon anyway. We're gonna be happy with that.
Yeah, and well, there you go. Trace Esports, they still got something off of that, even though they were not the ones to get the Herald. They still got the kills and the gold lead. Morty doing a little bit of counter jungling here. I do like his jungle pathing. He is, I think, out farming Weiba a bit, and of course it did help that he was present in that gank at first, and he was also the one who got a kill. Now he's got the Trinity Force, and he's almost 1,000 gold up on his jungle opponent. So that is going to be pretty decent for him if he does decide to go for more ganks now. But we have returned back to neutral. Trace Esports, they have the onus now to try to maybe make something happen, because Rare Atom has just been they have just kind of been the one driving the plays here for so long, and Trace Esports, they will get that first turret of the game. Rose was in.
Oh, Fate Sealed! Cast gonna be used to disengage, and that's gonna be it. I mean, Max just missing that dredge line is a little bit unfortunate there for them, and Rose just being able to escape attack as well, just because of the cast was able to prevent Max from closing the distance. And it has been these two teams eyeing on each other, looking for opportunities. And speaking of which, top side, Rocky might be baited in. They're sending out Yuri as well. And Weiba might be in trouble. They don't have any more members. They spot Yuri, but what can they do? Here comes Morty going in and just gets that kill. Weiba as well is in trouble. Pops out that Grand Channel, but nothing that they can actually do since Fiora is already dead. And this is going to be an absolute free tower for Rare Atom.
Yeah, Win almost had a chance there to, get 1, maybe 2 kills, but Rare Atom, look at that flash, and then into the, he tried, Max tried, and then he went immediately for the ultimate. That depth charge not going to be all too effective because he didn't get the catch with the dredge line. A little bit of a misplay, but, he did the thing. He made a proactive play. You can't really fault him for that. But Rare Atom definitely in the driver's seat now. With 2,000 gold up, 4 kills up, they have been the ones making the more proactive plays in the early game.
I mean, that is what they need. Rare Atom actually, Yuri having the most gold. I believe his score is already 3-0-1 if I'm not mistaken. Morty as well, doing a really good job as a jungler and definitely giving Weiba such a hard time with his Wukong. We haven't really seen him pop off in this game, and that is going to be really detrimental here on the side of Trace Esports. Waiting for that opportunity, waiting for that scaling, waiting as well for Lisa to start having some pressure in the side lanes. But it's going to be quite difficult. You're going up against a Jax, and Rocky has been really solid in the side lane, even buying a Bramble Vest. Well, there is also an anti-healing that Lisa has gotten, but that's just the amount of respect that these Baron laners are giving towards each other. Just to get that slight edge in the trading, just to get that anti-healing done, to prevent the other person from ever sustaining himself. And they're also banking on their teammates having the better rotation towards their side, having the faster and more efficient route to make that necessary call in engaging onto the enemy team.
Alright, now Rare Atom, even though they did have the lead early on and they have been making more proactive plays, it does seem like they're the ones getting pushed in here by Trace Esports. Trace Esports being very aggressive here towards this Herald because they know they have more members. This could be the start of a big fight, but as Rare Atom's members start to trickle in, we see Trace Esports have to back away.
And this is so difficult for Trace Esports. You're going up against a really good late game scaling composition, and you give them time to scale up. And this is going to be really bad for the next couple of minutes here of Trace Esports. Later on, Irma is gonna hurt so bad. Yuri as well. Rocky is going to be unstoppable in the side lane. Morty is gonna be almost unkillable, especially when he casts that Ragnarok, which he did to try and escape. I mean, with that in mind, this Ocean Drake might just be for Trace Esports. I don't think Rare Atom can actually contest unless they force it right. And that charge is gonna be used here onto Rose, but not much follow action coming in here at the side of Rare Atom. Ocean Drake being taken by Trace Esports. Stasis, the cask, a little bit off, and they're just gonna be having this barrier. Thou shall not pass, says Rocky, Yuri rather, and Trace Esports just gonna let this tower in the mid lane get taken down.
Yeah, now Trace Esports, they're still on the hunt here, even though Rare Atom, they are in the mid lane looking to knock down the tower with the, oh, they're not looking to contest this tower, they just want to get that charge in and then get back out of there, run out and into the top lane. Talk though is maybe caught Rocky here, but yeah, not a lot of risk being taken by either team. Yeah, they don't want to give up anything that they don't need to give up at the moment.
I think Rare Atom just wants to play this as efficiently as possible, not get too greedy with the wins that they are getting across the map, because they know they have the end game in their favor. They know they have the late game scaling. They have really good engage coming in if ever they do get the opportunity. And Trace Esports has been constantly looking for fights, actually. Weiba is always posting. He is going to go in with a Cyclone again. Mega Inferno Bomb as well, doing damage just only on the support as Max will fall down. But that is a kill. That is something that Trace Esports wants to get constantly in this.
Yeah, and speaking of kills that they're trying to get constantly, Irma goes for a little bit of a cheeky play there onto Lisa. Now, this could be some pressure coming in from Trace Esports on the Baron lane because there are quite a few of them coming up there. This is the last outer turret still up for Rare Atom, but they will be able to successfully defend it. Now look at the pressure coming in.
Yeah, from Rocky, right? Split push.
Right,
split push and split push and split push, and Lee Sao is slowly having a bit of a hard time. I'm not so sure if Hullbreaker has been purchased already by Lee Sao. If he does, then that means he will be on the side lanes for the majority of the game. So far, we are seeing just the Divine Sunders and more on damage items, some anti-healings as well. With the 13-minute mark approaching, we will see another objective breaking out or drawing both of these teams into a possible fight. I think Rare Atom is at the point in the game wherein they can actually sneak these kinds of objectives. Maybe with Irma and Morty, they can actually take this this Baron up, or maybe just Morty and Rocky. That's already a more than capable duo.
Most definitely. But this is a little bit of posing going on here in the mid lane. Just some regular wave clearing. They don't want to overcommit to a fight here. Weibo though off on the side, he will get an axe thrown at him. So yeah, Morty and Max clearing out that Baron pit, looking to pose towards the top side of the map to try to pressure that objective, while the Jax is still creating his own pressure in the bottom lane by split pushing. This could be a pincer maneuver, though Win has been caught.
Oh yeah, has to flash away, attack as well, use the cast just for disengage. And now Weibo going in, that is a little bit questionable, but is going to be able to back away as well. Rare Atom just, you know, giving some proper respect towards Trace Esports. They know that they can just be patient here in this game. They know that they're the ones who are having the better opportunity in the scaling department. And at most, they're just waiting for the next dragon, the Infernal Dragon. Irma though.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Irma, that could have been a little bit dangerous for him if he got caught there. But if you look at the bottom lane, Jax still there, still pushing, man. While he is kind of automatically attracting attention with his split push, but Rose made a little bit of trouble. Trouble there.
Into the Fate Seal. That is just beautiful. Coming on the side of Irma and Max, and now Tak is just forced to leave his ADC behind. Unfortunate for Rose.
Yeah, unlucky rubber ducky there for Rose. The blue buff just spawned. They could have maybe taken that if they wanted to, but just take the kill, get that pick, and get out, because Dragon will be coming up in a bit. 25 seconds left to the next Drake. It is going to be an Infernal. So Rare Atom definitely want to set up next to this, while the Lucian will be up for that. It still is going to be priority going over to Rare Atom with 5 seconds left to go. Lucian just spot again. Rare Atom actually did not set up towards that dragon yet. Now they're heading towards it, while Jack's still pushing it, and Irma applying a lot of pressure in the mid lane, keeping them away, keeping the routes closed here for Trace Esports to get into this dragon. And Rockies may have been able to meet Weibo there.
No contest. I was about to ask if Trace Esports should be contesting this Infernal Dragon, but we see the amount of pressure that Rare Atom is actually building all throughout the game. 3,000 gold lead as well, all the objectives. They might even force them into committing onto this Baron. No vision whatsoever from Trace Esports in this topside river. Might be very dangerous to check as well, because Max, Morty, and Yuri are here. Whoever checks the area will be in trouble. Irma gonna be spotted out. Max is just posing here, serving as the front line. Weibo gonna get caught. Cyclone gonna be thrown in. Irma actually taking a bit of damage there. That's a depth charge. Max gonna die, and this is the time Trace Esports actually gonna be able to punish Rare Atom in their misfire. Fate Seal gonna seal the fate almost there onto Weibo, but Irma is very low. The Mega Inferno Bomb gets to him, and Trace Esports gets their second kill.
They actually got a lot of value from that. Even though initially it was Trace Esports who got caught, they didn't lose anybody, and they were able to get 2 kills, bringing that gold lead down just a little bit. Just 2,000 now on the side of Rare Esports, and you can see still the Jax keeping his split pushing there, and it's very difficult right now for Rare Atom to kind of go for these fights without the Jax because he is kind of the most fed member of the team. Let's take a look at that fight again. Initially, it was the catch onto Weiba that prompted that, but Irma, he got zoned out really hard by the Lucian, and they didn't want to overcommit to that because Morty was already low. Rose doing so much damage there, and this was a great catch there by Irma, but he did not commit onto the right monkey. He went for the clone, and that is kind of what Wukong does sometimes. He confuses you, especially if you did not keep track of the start of the fight.
Actually, got some damage there onto Weiba, but he used the stasis, and Tak as well followed through, and that became so difficult for Irma. So quite unfortunate for Rare Atom. But now we're starting to see Trace Esports being the one controlling the game, having the proper positioning just because of that small fight, but they have to still pay due respect towards Rare Atom. They still have the better scaling. They still have this really scary lineup. Ooh, Max there almost landing that dredge line. Those Thack throws in that, you know, really good emote.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny one. Okay, Rocky now got caught, and he will be getting out of there with a
Gonna be safe though.
No.
Oh, actually goes back in.
What a madman! What are you doing? Everybody's there, has to flash out.
I mean,
but
he's
playing distraction.
Yeah,
he's
being
distraction.
a distraction. Is doing a really good job as well, because that signals a free Baron. Yeah, for Rare Atom. And he also stays alive, because Trace Esports was really confused in that scenario. Why did the Jax go in? Why did he go back in again?
That confused me too.
And then flashed away. But it was all a ruse. It was all a bait and switch here by Rare Atom. And now they get a free objective, a free pushing power. And also, Rocky is going to be much more difficult to handle on the side lanes.
Yeah, now that he's got his Baron buff, he can just stand there. He doesn't even have to super push, and he knows he's going to attract the attention of one or two people. He knows that they can't 1v1 him, so him standing there is forcing Trace Esports to kind of give up their resources in other lanes and other parts of the map just to counter his push, and that means that Rare Atom can have a 1-3-1 very, very effectively here, and that's exactly what's happening. They are just slowly but surely sieging down the mid, and they're going to be taking down the bottom tower because nobody was there to keep track of Morty. And with Dragon Elder Drake being spawned now, this could be the next big fight for Rare Atom. The Jax, though, still split pushing, and now he's going to get engaged on.
Yeah, Morty 1 versus 2, make that 3 as the Mega Inferno Bomb comes through. Morty gonna die, and that is all really good here for Trace Esports. That means Rare Atom might not be able to start the Elder Dragon for the meantime. Top side though, Lee Sao against Rocky. Cass gonna come through, and that is a big set. Grand Challenge gonna proc, but Rocky still surviving. The flash by Lee Sao gets the kill, but so does Irma on the backside. And now, it's a 1-for-1 trade at the very least. Rare Atom still controlling this game, still making sure they have this Baron power play.
Yeah, and that was a huge power play. Look at all of the value that they got. They got all of the outer turrets. And they were able, even though they lost the fight, they lost 2 members for the price of 1, they were still able to really open up the map for themselves, and that does enable them to get into a better position for this Elder Drake fight. But they do have to back out, so does Weiba, so they are going to reset first and get items before going for the Elder Drake, because they do need to very on point in this next team fight.
And Rare Atom has been the one who's really on point so far. I mean, Rocky dying was really unfortunate, but still, Rare Atom in a 4v5 sense was still able to, you know, apply the same amount of pressure they have been doing for quite a while now. Starting up the Elder Dragon is gonna draw attention towards Trace Esports, but I think they are also just wanting to force Trace Esports to stay in this bot side river, since they know Rocky can win the 1v1. Though Lisa did a really good job earlier, so maybe that can change if ever Lisa does pop off.
That could be the way for them to get in, but Irma getting a little bit feisty there with Talk. It is just a support, so he's not a huge priority, but Trace Esports definitely want to have the upper hand going into this Elder Drake, and they will be starting it. Rare Adam is not in a position to contest at the moment, but Trace Esports, they don't want to go for a big fight right now. They want to keep pressure as well. The Jax is gonna go back, so he's gonna have some more items coming into this next fight. So Rare Adam, they're the ones now with priority on positioning for the Elder Drake fight, and the Jax splitting down in the bot lane will be giving them some more lane priority for this next fight, and they do start it.
Drawing them in now towards the Elder Dragon again. This time, Rocky is in the bottom lane, kind of closer towards the other members, and has a good flanking position as well. Now the package gonna be used preemptively. Irma doing some bit of damage on the backside. Yuri is in trouble. Valkyrie's out, and everyone just flashes in onto him. Might be in trouble. Pops the GA, but here comes the damage coming from Win. Gets the kill onto the core game. Max as well. Gonna be dying, but what can Rare Atom do at this time? It's suddenly a 3 versus 5. Elder Dragon as well. Gonna be so vulnerable for the taking. Big responsibility for Irma, Morty, and Rocky as well. Can they actually go back in? Can they go with a steal? As now they're being the ones threatened here by Trace Esports. Solan bound by Irma. Rocky gets engaged. Counter strike does not counter all those damage as he is about to fall down. Rose is chasing him, but here comes Irma on the backside trying to split the group up into 2, almost dying, but still they get the grand challenge proc. They get the kill onto Irma. Trace Esports has come back in this game.
Yes, and Trace Esports, what a perfect fight for them. They were able to perfectly split the members of Rare Adam after that initial catch, and they have catapulted themselves into the lead in terms of kills. And with this Elder Drake, they will be able to go for more fights, especially now that Baron is up. That may be their goal now. They are going straight forward. The death timers are a little bit high right now. It is pretty late in the game, so only 3 members of Rare Adam will be able to contest here, which will be a big problem. Weibo taking quite a bit of damage. Well, no, sorry, that was a clone, but it's Leash. I was saying a lot of damage. Oh, look at that. Big knockup, but that's
no steal?
Knockup. Absolutely no steal.
Almost, that's a good intention. But Rocky actually gonna be pushing here in the mid lane. At least gets the inhibitor. That will be a consolation prize. Since Trace Esports does possess the double buff, the Elder Dragon and the Baron buff here. Definitely ready for the next team fight, and Rare Atom, they cannot afford to make any more mistakes. Oh no, Rocky! He's in trouble. Lisa is here.
Right there.
MIB, and that's gonna be a dead Jax. 4 versus 5 now in the mid lane push, bot side push. Trace Esports, this is the best possible time for them. They have endured so much in this game. Rare Atom was the one ahead, but they now have the chance to clean this game up. Make sure they're the ones who get their first blow in the game, and they will get it. The Nexus is being attacked, and Trace Esports 1-0 in this series.
Trace Esports, they were fighting hard against the tide of Rare Adam from the very start, but they kept their heads on straight. They were able to stall out the game towards the end, where they got all of their key items, and they fought brilliantly. The team fights were just